It's February 2015 at Hampton Court Palace in London. 12-year-old Holly Hampshire grabs her iPhone to take a photo of her cousin, Brooke, as she walks alone through the majestic King's apartments. It's not until the following day that they discover Brooke was not alone in the picture. A tall, gray, seemingly cloaked woman follows behind her. In a second photo, this strange anomaly is gone. For nearly 200 years she is rumored to have haunted the corridors of Hampton Court. But now the ghost of the famous Grey Lady may finally have been captured on camera by a schoolgirl and her iPhone. With flowing dark hair and a full-length black gown, the woman seems real enough in the picture. Miss McGee, from Hornchurch, Havering, told The Sun, "I was totally freaked out. I didn't see anything. People say the room goes cold when ghosts appear, but we had no idea. We haven't slept properly since." Ghostly image of guardian angel, tornado victim. The bereaved family of 9-year-old Nicholas McCabe, who was killed during a 2013 Oklahoma tornado, drew comfort from a ghostly image of him they say appeared in a photo. The McCabes said their dead boy appeared as a guardian angel, in a picture of his young cousin playing with sparklers on July 4th. "I believe he's watching over us," the father said. Terrifying moment. Schoolboy photobombed by ghost girl during playground visit. A mom has divided the internet after sharing a picture of her son Christian taking a selfie with a ghost, saying he was left traumatized by picture and refused to go to bed alone that night. A teenage boy was left so creeped out after finding a ghost girl photobombing him in a snap that he had to spend the night in his mom's room. Mum Aisha Wilson Bent recalled the moment when Gabriel Ashmore, 14, sent her 12-year-old brother a picture of him beaming from inside a tower of tires. As Christian Ashmore scrolled through the pictures, he noticed something out of the ordinary in one of the snaps. He spotted what he thought was a cobweb near his head. But upon zooming in on the mystery shape, his heart dropped to his stomach. He was horrifyingly confronted by what appeared to be the face of a young girl looming over his shoulders. Upon showing his mum the photo, initially the wary stay-at-home mum quizzed the pair over whether they had edited the spooky snap, but the boys admitted they hadn't. After trying to edit the scary image herself by changing the lighting around, the 36-year-old decided that her lads couldn't have possibly inserted the ominous creature. The mum said, "I do believe in ghosts, but I was a little skeptical. I was like, there must be a reason for this, so I asked them if they'd added the face on Photoshop. They were both adamant that they hadn't. I tried to see if I could edit in a face myself, but I couldn't do it. They were so shocked and scared. I knew they hadn't messed around with the photo. My boys aren't advanced Photoshop editors. I looked at the times when they took the photo and when they sent it to me, it was literally seconds. There wasn't time for them to edit it." And Christian was left so terrified by this, that he refused to go to bed alone and stayed in Aisha's room, with his mum saying, "Christian was terrified. He ended up sleeping in my room that night, he was so scared." Airth Castle's Green Phantom appears in wedding photo. The wedding guests were enjoying their friend's big day in the cocktail bar at ghostly Airth Castle, with no idea an eerie figure was behind them. Snapped by best man Stuart White, during Nigel and Jane Sleeth's 2007 wedding, they were oblivious to their extra guest until the pictures were downloaded. Ghost hunters, who have studied the goings-on at Airth, are not surprised. The 4-star Stirlingshire Hotel is steeped in history dating back to Robert the Bruce. A groundsman haunts the castle, seen mostly on the lower floor. Dusty footsteps appear at a disused staircase, which is closed so no one can get up or down them. The children who died in the blaze can be heard running along the corridors. Mark Turner, from Ghostfinders Scotland, said, "This is one of the strangest photos I have seen. The image is behind a chair, which gives a clear definition of scale. Only the image is out of focus. Everything else is pin sharp." Dad photographs ghost of a monk at medieval castle as mysterious figure spotted in picture. John Wicks, 50, was visiting the medieval castle with his son, but looking back at his picture spotted something extraordinary. John Wicks, 50, was visiting the Ainsford Castle, in Kent with his 12-year-old son, Harry, to help him out with his history homework. However, when returning from the castle, John noticed an unexplained figure lurking in the background, shrouded in a black cloak. According to local legend, John claims a black monk has been spotted in the area before. In 1130, William de Ainsford, who held the castle for the Archbishop of Canterbury, allegedly retired to become a monk. John, from Kent, said, "I was quite surprised when I first saw the picture. The strange thing was my little boy had history homework, so that's why we went there. We only went to take a few pictures, because he wanted to know how a castle was built. I saw the image with the figure in it and looked on the web. That's when I read about a monk being seen in area. I'm not really sure about that sort of the stuff. When I showed my son, he looked at it and just laughed, but because I was certain that figure hadn't been there when we took the picture." Lingering friend. Scary ghost photo from Southeast Asia. Sources say that a recent death was the reason this young man was scared out of his wits when he first saw the photo. The photo in question seems to be a bit older. It was almost certainly taken on a film camera and then developed into a physical photograph. It depicts a carefree, if slightly sad-looking young man hanging out in a typical teen's room. He is sitting at his computer with his legs crossed casually. However, if you look just above his right shoulder, it becomes clear that this is no ordinary photo. Hovering in the background is the image of a translucent, disembodied head with glowing eyes and a wide, eerie grin. The young man in the photo recently went through something no young person should: the death of a close friend. He believes that the face in the photo is that of his friend. Others are more skeptical, believing that the photo was likely blurred or double exposed. However, the face and hair of the floating head look far too different to be a double exposure of the young man in the photo. Is it possible that his recently deceased pal stuck around to watch over him? When Redditor Connor Perry 2003 was a kid, Halloween was an exciting holiday. However, on one particular year, things got a little scarier than they had hoped. The youngster posed for a picture in their costume, before heading out to trick or treat. When the pictures were developed, it became clear that the child's costume wasn't the scariest thing in the image. Just over the child's shoulder, there appears to be a sinister face peering out of the shadows. The face appears to be a brownish-green color with a mass of dark hair. Some viewers of the photo are skeptical, believing that this could be a case of pareidolia, the human tendency to spot faces where none exist because the brain is naturally wired to search for recognizable patterns. However, others are certain that a ghostly entity was lurking in the shadows on that Halloween. Is this face simply a part of the couch behind the boy, or is there something ghostly happening? Take a close look at the photo and judge for yourself.